Yeah, we're going to be doing an unboxing of my Wyze Cam Outdoor wireless cam. And one thing I got to say off the bat with this camera, well, at least my prior experience with my other Wyze cams, for the most part, I got to say I really like it overall. I've studied this type of technology for years. I want to say almost a little bit under a decade. I used to do, camera installations in the past. And I can say one thing for sure overall, this new model where it's kind of going towards the cloud-based type of software technology, it seems to me that it's far superior overall in comparison. And what I mean by that is I've always had issues. It didn't matter what brand that I had in the past. Like you can mention like Swan or any of these other popular brands. I would even have a buddy who would install cameras for a living, and he did well with it or whatnot. But I noticed a recurring theme with this company was always, they call us back so we can go back and service them or some type of issue or another. And it was a lot of times with the actual physical hardware, meaning the DVR or the NVR or whatever or whatnot. So the company's deal was more or less to go out there and get paid and then charge their customers to keep coming back. So that was like an underlining recurring theme with this company. And that's kind of what I noticed overall when it comes to the regular type of DVRs. But I just noticed any of that technology, for whatever reason, that specific hardware overall would never last. So it was always kind of like mixed reviews in comparison with that. But now with the new Wyze Cam, I've been recommending it to everybody. I've already had them, for years in the past. This one is fairly new, and so far, I've had it, I want to say maybe like a little bit under a week now. It's good. I heard it had some issues in the beginning. I heard that, it had some connectivity issues, and some people were complaining, but they did a few firmware updates, and it looks like they kind of like leveled everything off. So for the most part, it's good. One thing I really do like overall of this camera is it has the micro SD slot. Not only does it have it in the camera, that's one angle, right? But that one, the camera can always get yanked or taken, and and there goes the micro SD. But it has it on the actual base station as well, so I kind of do like that. And one other thing to kind of mention overall with Wyze Cam, they give you a free 14 days, so you don't need free rolling 14-day cloud storage for 12-second video events, as far as like somebody walks by. So with that in mind, you basically don't even have to pay for an actual service. Now, they have an upgraded feature as well. I know you could pay them like, I forgot what it is. It's like $7 more or something like that for the whole month, or $5.99 or something like that. And they have an extended service with it. Now, I will say the pros and the cons. So the pros and the cons is this. With the regular DVR type of, not to say analog/digital setup, with the regular DVR box or whatnot, you have it running 24/7 recording, right? Or we like to think, right? It can have the same, 30 days or 7-day setup depending on your settings, right? Now with this one, it's different because it only gives you 12-second increments, right? Now to avoid that, obviously you would pop in the micro SD card, and this is where I do kind of like this new Wyze Cam Outdoor, for the fact that on the base station you can have the micro SD card inside of it. So one of the cons is going to be, obviously you can record a lot longer with that, of course, but I think one of the cons is going to be for the fact that the battery, since it's wireless, we are yet to see how long if it's really gonna last the 3 months or whatnot, that they 3 or 6 months that they claim, right? Now, with that in mind, overall, I would not go back. I would not go back to a regular DVR. I've been doing, I've been working on technology, I want to say a little under 20 years now or whatnot. make 15, little under 20, give or take, right? Now the thing is this: I wouldn't go back to any type of DVR technology at all. You know, my personal experience with the Wyze Cam, I want to say, and even a few other ones similar to that. Forgot the other popular one, the other Samsung, I think. I forgot what it's called. I'll post it right now. But anyways, I want to say overall, my experience has been way, way better in comparison. And, you know, to add issues with installation in comparison to a regular DVR, this is still the better route. This is still the better route. I want to say in comparison, you know, the installation in the past to a DVR was, you know, a lot more difficult. Now it's a lot more easier. You know, you can scan you can scan QR codes or whatnot. So it's fairly easy to do for, you know, even a novice or whatnot pertaining to technology. But I still want to say overall, these Wyze Cams, they're good. I've been saying this for a long time. The actual physical hardware and all these cameras that we're seeing, you know, even their competitors, that door one, I forgot what it's called. I just can't think of the name right now. But overall, there's nothing, you know, so fancy about any of the actual physical hardware. You know, as far as the specs right now, you know, obviously it's 1080p, which is good. You know, all this technology, obviously it's all still made in China, right? Overseas. It's like, it's pennies to the dollar to make it over there. And they're not going to go backwards. They're not going to go with like an older, you know, older camera that's not as good as the newer one. So they're making this in mass quantity, right? So the actual physical hardware doesn't really cost that much. As time goes by, it's going to get much more inexpensive. So for them to make these Wyze Cams, they're pricing them just right. Actually, they're pricing them phenomenal, you know, in comparison to like Ring and their other competitors and stuff like that. I want to say the Wyze Cam, I've had probably the best experience overall. Even in the setup, the resolution is good, clean, and crisp. And even if you have it on the regular settings of the 12 seconds, you're still good to go. The motion has good motion tracking. You can actually even go on the app and you could even adjust the settings on where you want to have a specific box. So like if there's movement in this specific little box, wherever you set it, that's when the camera will go off.